Hey YouTube, this is the Recon 1 from Cold Steel. This is the new spear point tip model of the Recon 1, just released for 2012. Right, the blade steel on this is Japanese stainless AUS 8. The handle is G10, it is textured G10. The locking mechanism is the patented Cold Steel Triad lock. Right, and as you probably know, the Recon 1 is also available in a tanto tip and in a clip point model. All right, here's a little bit of a closer look at the blade. Now, Cold Steel is good at giving you a sharp knife out of the box, but let's just do a basic initial sharpness test just to make sure. All right, pretty good, pretty good. All right, a very high initial sharpness. You know, it might not be a razor, but as you saw, it definitely pretty high initial sharpness. Alright, let's just go over the basic features of the knife. It has a 2-position pocket clip. It comes set up for right side carry tip up. It can be adjusted to left side carry. See, it does have a lanyard hole right there. G10 handle scales. The texture is a brickwork pattern that is extremely grippy. It really grips on, will really grip on your skin. It is the Triad lock. Very secure type of lock. That's one of the main reasons people purchase a knife like this, because it's very strong for a folder. The pivot screw, all right, it is a torque screw. See that there. The thumb stud is reversible, all right, but it's only one-sided. It's longer that way, and then that's actually just a screw head. But it is reversible. Now with Triad locks, you do have to push it firmly. You have to push it decisively in. A lot of times if you only push it like a half-assed way, it actually won't, it's not going to be disengaged. See, it's still locked. So push it in firmly. Now the placement of the thumb stud gives you a lot of room. It's really easy to get at it. Opens smoothly, no problem opening it. The lockup on mine is secure. There is no blade play. Now the screw head on the other side can actually be used as a thumb stud. It doesn't give you as much to grip onto, but I don't know, I'm left-handed and I have no problem, even without reversing it, I can open it pretty easily. All right, now let's look at the blade itself. Well, first of all, maybe you can see the hollow grind. All right, it's a shallow hollow grind. So you can see it's a drop point spear point with a swedge. All right, and it has basically a painted on type of Teflon coating. It's a protective coating, an anti-rust coating, and according to Cold Steel, the black coating is also a super lubricant, which allows it to cut through things better. That's according to them. Right, it is AUS 8, which is a less expensive Japanese stainless steel. One of the main criticisms people have is the use of that steel, and I'm not gonna argue with you there. I think we'd all like to have the best super steel on every knife. I think it's more of they want to keep the cost down. This is made in Taiwan, as a lot of Cold Steel stuff is. Right, and the blade length on this is 4 inches, so usually that would mean it's considered to be in the tactical folder category. Right, and the weight on this is around 5.3 ounces, which I don't consider a big deal. I don't consider that bad. All right, let's compare this. What a lot of people probably want to see is a comparison to the other Recon ones. You see there, this is the clip point. I do not have the tanto, but I do have the clip point. Hold on. And there you see the main difference. The knives are essentially identical except for the variation in tip design. Alright, so let me just give you a close-up. Alright, you see the clip point versus the spear point. Alright, both very good knives. You know, you might want both, you know, for different uses. But there's your comparison. Two Recon ones. Now you might be saying, well, you know, which one should I get? You know, they both give pretty much the same amount of belly on the blade, which is the portion that begins curving all the way to the tip. They both give about the same amount of belly. So if you're wondering about, you know, tasks that use that, either one will do. The spear point is a little bit stronger, obviously, because it simply has, as you get closer to the point, it has more metal. It just has more material, right? It just has more material. So this is just stronger. This one would penetrate a little bit better, but I don't think that's a big issue at all, simply because this is pointed enough that, you know, I'm sure if you took a piece of meat and tested it out, you know, I have no doubt that this is pointed enough to penetrate pretty much just as well. I mean, that's not gonna make a difference, all right? So, you know, all things considered, this one, you know, it's better in some ways. But mostly I just think it comes down to personal preference, because I can't really think of any task that, you know, this one could do but this couldn't, or that this one could do or this couldn't. So it really just depends what you're used to. You know, again, it's your own you know, your own experience with blades and what you prefer. Alright, so just an overall summary and opinion. The placement of the thumb stud is pretty perfect. The opening is simple and easy. With either side, even without reversing the thumb stud, the opening is simple and easy. It's smooth. The lockup is secure. The contour of the handle with a finger groove, integral guard, pinky ramp there, it locks you in. This brickwork texturing provides a lot of just a lot of good traction and grip as well. The triad lock is pretty much proven and demonstrated to be an extremely strong form of lock. The initial sharpness was very high, you know, almost razor, not quite, but almost, which is good. And I like drop points. You know, it's a very strong type of tip design. I like the partial hollow grind. I feel that most tasks that you use a folder for, whether opening a package, slicing through cordage, even food prep, a lot of it boils down to slicing, which is what a hollow grind like that will be very good for. Right. The only real criticisms of the knife would be the Aus-8 steel. But that's so commonly used by Black Hawk, by Cold Steel, by SOG. There's just many companies that commonly use that. And I think if you're buying from any of those companies, you've pretty much already made peace with that. You'll accept that steel. All right. So overall, it's a pretty well-made knife for the price. Is there better stuff out there? Sure. But you know, it's going to cost you. All right. So overall, I think it'll be a pretty popular knife. A lot of people who buy this are not going to be knife guys. They're actually going to be gun guys, at least in the US. A lot of the people that I know personally that have the other versions of the Recon 1, they are firearms guys. They just have a few knives and they just want a large folder for utility and / backup, right? And I think, you know, I think it succeeds at that role. All right, so yeah, within those limitations, yeah, I'd recommend it for within those limitations. All right. Hope you enjoyed this first look, initial review. Stay tuned for many more. I'm out of here. Peace out.